So the next application that I want you to check out, again, is on my iPad, but it can be on the computer. It can be on any kid's phone, which is what I like about it, because here at Bennington, a lot of our students don't have money to go out and buy graphing calculators. So I tell them to go get this EduCalc Classic application for their phones, so that they can, especially my college algebra kids, so that they can do their math assignments, or even my financial algebra kids, if they've got a little bit of graphing that they have to do. This is how I teach them. And it works just like a regular TI graphing calculator. It's a little bit tricky, so I'm going to click into it right now. Sorry, two different cursors again because I'm working with my iPad and my computer. So the nice thing about this is I can clear all my data just like anything. I can put in any equation that I want. The nice thing is that the e's are right there and pi is right there. Anytime, move this piece. Anytime you put a parenthesis in, so if I have like 1 plus parenthesis 5 minus 6, it's not going to let me push equals until I close this parenthesis. So it's going to give me that closed parenthesis, and then that closed parenthesis becomes the equal sign. So that's what I like about it, is that it's going to do that. So we got 1 plus 5 minus 6 is, of course, 0. So it's going to do that. To find all your sine and cosine, you're going to go to the trig button, which is over here. So it gives you a list. Again, I'm going to move this guy. So I have sine, cosine, tangent. The arc sines, which is our inverses, it gives them cotangent, cosecant, and secant, and the inverses of those. And it gives them like the hyperbolic sign. So this one goes really deep, and you don't have to add in like all the TI stuff for them, like those kinds of applications. And then if we press the function button, it gives them natural log, log base. I kind of like this one, so if I press log base, it gives them this comma right here. So I can do like a log base 3, and then push the over arrow. Hopefully you guys are kind of keeping track. And then like 27. And then of course it's going to make me close those parentheses. Okay. And then again, I can push equals, which we all know log base of 3 of 27 is 3, because 3 cubed is 27. So then you can go to the constants, and it'll give them different types of constant measurements. So it goes into science. So like let me get into the protons, neutrons, electrons. So it gives them an elementary charge, electric mass. So this is even good for science people. And then of course units, it goes into a unit conversion. So if they wanted to know like acceleration, foot per squared, foot per second squared, or if I wanted to oops, again, I'm trying to do two different things. So if I wanted to see what the conversion between foot per squared, second squared versus mile per second squared, I can do those conversions, and then it shows me right down here. So that's the really nice thing. So then I can cancel to get out of it. Also down at the bar, down here, you've got where you would plus your y equals, so that's where all your equations go. As you can see, I already have a sample of what I was talking about with a few students. And then you can see the graphed version. The nice thing about this one, though, is if you just take your 2 fingers and go like this, you can zoom in or you can zoom out. So if you go like this, you can zoom back in. And if you go like this, closing in with your fingers, you can zoom out. And I can go anywhere I want. If you want to get it back to normal version, you take your iPad or whatever phone you have and you just kind of shake it up and down, and it gets you right back to normal version. The other nice thing is if you double tap the screen, it gives you these options: find roots, find intersections, find minimum maxima, trace the graph. So you could click find roots, and then you could click where it crosses the y-axis, and it's going to give you, y-axis, and it's going to give you what x equals. Or if you wanted to click where x equals, it will give you what y equals, where it crosses, if you actually have one that crosses. And then you have a reference page, which gives you different types of references for all different types of classes. So it works for statistics. You can even go to the table for your graph. So this is the table for my graph. for the graphs that I have. So again, the red and the blue graph, they're different. It even has a triangle solver, which I don't usually use. I don't teach the kids how to use it. It has a polynomial solver, which I think that's new. And then it has a more setting. So if you want, again, this is a freebie up until so much, and then you'd have to buy the access version. But for what my students need, this is all that they need. So this is one of those applications that I really like, especially for my kids, because most of them have a phone, but very few have the money to get one of those expensive graphing calculators so that this calculator works. And then I know they already have a good calculator.